As the clock ticks down towards a midnight deadline, the United States Congress finds itself once again embroiled in a heated standoff that threatens to plunge the federal government into a partial shutdown. At the heart of this tense and contentious debate is the issue of immigration enforcement, a subject that has consistently polarized American politics and society. Today, we delve into the complexities of this dispute, examining the underlying factors, the potential consequences, and the broader implications for the nation's future. The immediate crisis we are witnessing is largely a result of the expiration of a temporary spending bill, a stopgap measure passed late last year that allowed government operations to continue while deferring contentious decisions regarding immigration. This temporary reprieve was always poised to reignite, particularly given the current administration's aggressive stance on immigration policies. President Trump's approach, characterized by heightened crackdowns and a strict enforcement agenda, has drawn both fervent support and vociferous opposition, reflecting a nation deeply divided over how best to manage its borders and immigration system. Central to the current impasse is a stark disagreement between Republicans and Democrats over the role and scope of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Republicans are pushing for stricter measures, including increased deportations and enhanced border security funding, which they argue are essential for maintaining the integrity and safety of the nation's borders. On the other hand, Democrats view these demands as excessively punitive, particularly in the context of humanitarian concerns and the potential impact on immigrant communities who contribute to the country's social and economic fabric. The negotiations taking place on Capitol Hill are not just a battle of ideologies. They are also a reflection of a broader pattern of political brinkmanship that has come to characterize much of Washington's recent history. We are reminded of the government shutdowns of 2018 and 2019, the latter of which was the longest in U.S. history, stretching on for 35 days and causing significant disruption and financial loss. Each shutdown not only erodes public trust in government, but also inflicts tangible economic damage, costing billions in lost productivity and straining critical services nationwide. The stakes in this current standoff are undeniably high. A failure to reach an agreement could result in hundreds of thousands of federal workers being furloughed, disrupting vital services and programs that millions depend on. Among those most immediately affected would be military personnel, air traffic controllers, and agencies responsible for issuing Social Security payments and disaster relief. The ripple effects would extend far beyond federal employees, touching families, businesses, and even international markets, which are closely monitoring the situation for any signs of instability. As negotiations continue, protests have erupted across the country, signaling widespread public discontent and resistance to the administration's immigration policies. Large demonstrations in cities like Minneapolis have drawn tens of thousands to the streets, underscoring a growing movement that combines civil rights advocacy with concerns about economic impacts, such as labor shortages in key sectors that rely on immigrant workers. One particularly striking development amid this turmoil is the arrest of former CNN host Don Lemon during a court appearance related to the unrest, highlighting the extent to which tensions have spilled over into the legal realm. This incident serves as a potent reminder of the charged atmosphere surrounding the immigration debate and the potential for further legal and social ramifications. Complicating matters further are a host of overlapping issues that add layers to this already complex situation. President Trump's nomination of Kevin Warsh as Federal Reserve Chair signals a potential shift in economic policy, while international tensions, such as U.S. naval deployments in the Middle East, demand attention and resources that are already stretched thin. Concurrently, the ongoing release of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein by the Department of Justice is fueling public scrutiny of enforcement priorities and the accountability of those in positions of privilege. As we look ahead, the possibility of a last-minute deal remains on the table, though such an outcome is fragile at best. A short-term extension could offer temporary relief, but it would merely postpone the inevitable reckoning. Should a shutdown occur, the consequences could extend well beyond immediate disruptions, potentially cascading into weeks of chaos that would weaken U.S. fiscal credibility and embolden political opponents as we approach the midterm elections. For federal and state relations, the fallout could be significant, as local governments brace for potential reductions in aid and resources. The outcome of this standoff will undoubtedly test President Trump's leverage within his own party, as well as the broader legislative momentum on issues ranging from economic policy to foreign affairs. Immigration remains an enduring and defining fault line in America's political landscape, shaping debates not just in the present, but also in the years to come. The resolution or rupture of this crisis will carry profound implications, serving as a barometer for the nation's ability to navigate its most pressing challenges. As we await the outcome, the importance of thoughtful and constructive dialogue cannot be overstated, as the choices made in the coming days will reverberate throughout American society and beyond.